functions, this is where we started. We started with notes today, so go ahead and get those out and be ready to go. Okay, so we went through, and you guys had said that you were having trouble with condensing logs, so I'm going to go ahead and go through this pretty slowly. So to condense a log, the first thing you want to do, so when we talked about expanding logs, the last thing you want to do is do the power rule. So when we're condensing logs, the first thing we want to do is the power rule. So we're going to go ahead and apply the power rule. So the powers are always going to be the numbers that are being multiplied by the log. So we can rewrite them. Then we want to, now we're going to do the product rule because we want to condense from left to right. So the product rule, so then we end up with, when this says it's plus, we're actually multiplying what's right here. That's what we get. And then we have the quotient rule, which means we're going to divide by all of that. So if you have any questions on that, that's our final answer. We're getting down to 1 log. So when we see condense, we should be thinking get down to 1 log, and that's our final answer. Okay, so now we're going to do this one. So there are no powers, and there are no rules that tell us what we can do with these. So we've got to keep it just like that, leave them binomials, and we're going to apply the product rule. And then we are going to put that in a box, and we're going to end up with log of y squared minus 16. And then now we're done. Now we're totally done. We did the multiplication, now we're done. If you have any questions on that, let me know. Okay, so go ahead and hit pause and put this in your notes. So we're going to actually start with method 2 today. So I'm going to move on. Okay, so we're going to start with 10 to the x equals 4. So the first thing we want to do is we need to see, can we get them to the same base? No, we can't. So we're going to take the log of each side. So then we get log of 10 to the x and log of 4. And then we can apply the power rule to get that x out of the exponent. And now we have something, and if we look at this, we have log, and when there's no log written, it's log base 10. So this is actually log base 10. And this simplifies to 1. So we have 1x is equal to log 4. And since we have that, we get x is equal to log 4. We just need to type that in our calculator. So the calculator button is, you're going to turn it on, and then you're going to do log, which is right next to the 7. And then you're going to type 4 and hit enter. And then you're going to get something close to this. What's really great about logs is we can plug it back in to check to see if it works. And if we plug that back in, we get close to 4. And again, we're going to have estimates because we've been rounding, so we'll get close to it. All right, so go ahead and plug this in or write this down. So we're going to solve e to the 0.02x, and that's going to be equal to 192. Okay, so whenever we see natural log, or e, we need to think natural log. So when we see e, think natural log equals log base e. So we want to use natural log when we see e. So when we get that in, so we're going to take the natural log of each side. So we end up with that. Then we're going to apply the power rule, just like we did before. But we need to remember that natural log of e equals 1, right? Because we have log base e of e. Those two things are the same, so we're going to get 1. So then we're just left with 0.02x is equal to natural log of 192. Since that's the natural log of 192, we just need to isolate the variable and remember that the natural log of 192 is just a number. So then we put that in our calculator. So the natural log button is next to the 4. And you're going to type. So the one thing that this is missing is when you type this in your calculator, when you type this in your calculator, it's going to give you a parenthesis right here. You need to close the other side of it. I don't know why it looks like that, but you need to close the other side of it and then divide. And so then you end up with x is close to 263. We plug that back in and we get close to 192. The homework and all of the test questions will tell you what to round to, so you won't have to guess. If you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, I will see you all tomorrow.